There's so much I want to talk about. So many things I want to bring up. And I guess what I'm going to try to talk about is the problem with vloggers. We have a problem. We have a huge...
You're still on my mind, but we both know your vacant heart can't save me. Should we stop wasting time?
I missed my train today by 50 feet. Rushing again. Rushing and trying to get 50 things done in the morning instead of doing it the night before. So if I'm an audience of one on this, in this vlog, we're gonna talk about the problem that vloggers have. And I think the problem that we have is we act like children. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we act childish. I'm not saying we act out. I'm not saying we throw tantrums, even though if you ask our wives or partners or other halves or whoever we're around daily, we probably do. I think the biggest problem that we have is actually our biggest strength, too. See, we want to vlog because we want to play. We want to play because we want to have fun and we want to express ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I am the biggest proponent in my life amongst the people that I am around daily of being playful. I even tell my wife, like, we should be more playful in our relationship. I try to be playful in the gym. I try to be playful, when I can with my coworkers, when we're out enjoying a time downtown, right? But sometimes that playfulness can kind of put us back into these childlike behaviors, these behaviors of not wanting to get up and not wanting to do all the things because they might feel hard. And then we probably do throw an inner tantrum of sorts to make ourselves feel better. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, right? Everything I'm gonna say, there's nothing wrong with, and I am not qualified. I just wanna let you guys know, I'm not qualified to speak on these things. The only thing that makes me qualified is my lived experience. I'm not qualified, I just do a lot of therapy. I go every other week, coming from a Latino household. It wasn't celebrated or encouraged or even thought to be something that you do. And not to say that my parents were against it or my family was against it. There might be some family that I know that's against it. I don't think my parents have ever been against it. I just think that they probably weren't taught that either. So it didn't really cross their mind to be like, hey, like, we should go here. Because when you come from a small not a small family, when you come from a Latino family, it feels small, it feels intimate. And there are a lot of things about it that are beautiful. And there are a lot of things about it that are just like, man, why does it have to be so hard? Why does everything have to feel like it's so hard or the end of the world or like we're telling people our business? Like, what if we need a third party to look at us from the outside and give us, a little bit of insight and wisdom and challenges, right? I'm just saying, I think as vloggers, we have a problem. We have a problem. And it's no different from what an artist has, a filmmaker has, a creative of any kind has. It's that we want to create, but we want to do everything now. We want to do everything with perfection. So I give a lot of credit to those guys who can just turn this thing on, get going, start making things. I give credit to people like Luis and Chris who always bring some kind of creative aspect to this, whether it's about the cameras, whether it's how they're using the cameras, in the way that they make it and produce it. I give credit to people like Isaac, people like Russ, and Sifting Nuggets, and Zhang, and Chad, and like so many of you guys. So I just want to say there are so many of you out there who continuously create, and it's hard, right? Vlogging is hard, but I think as vloggers, we have a problem, especially being maybe older, right? I'm in my 30s now. You guys have been seeing me drop my vlogs of me turning 34 and enjoying my birthday week, and I'm embracing that. Before, I used to be afraid of getting older because I thought I had no time left to take back the things that I wanted to do, to start creating. And it wasn't until I found this community, I found this camera, that I really started to come into my own. I remember back in July when I was running down streets with a bag of Chick-fil-A and jumping into pools and using super soakers, and it makes me emotional to think about that. And that wasn't long ago, because it was just having so much fun, grabbing the camera, pressing play, and just using my environment as the device to get the story going. I didn't have a script, I didn't have anything I wanted to say, and I used this camera and the setting I was in, wherever I was, as a way to just create a story. And that was the best. And I will say, I feel like things have changed since then, and not in the landscape of vlogging, just in the landscape of my life. Things have gotten busier, seasons are changing. I think that was a time in summer where it was just a little bit easier to do this, but I'm so much looking forward to October, the fall. I'm so much looking forward to all of the things that I have been able to do lately, which is lean more into photography and really start to bring that into my daily work in my 9 to 5, like the vlogging. Guys, like, I've been using this as a way to like sell myself to do more in work, vlogging, researching, talking to people, getting people's insights on things. Like, this has truly rejuvenated me in more ways than just creating and putting things on YouTube. And the fact that, I don't know if there's 500 people who, right, there's not 500 people who watch every day, but like when people say there's what if 500 people were in a room, sometimes don't we like love that and dream of that? So to have 300, 200, 500 people listening to us, I know I'm not in the thousands yet. Honestly, if I get there, great. I think when I first started, it was like, oh yeah, like my goal is to hit 100. And then it was like, my goal is to hit 500, because I just wanted to prove something to myself. But the advice that I always give other people that want to get into the career that I'm in advertising and strategy, and I should talk more about being a strategist, because it's not your typical like, oh, I'm strategizing business things and I'm strategizing like, super in-depth plans. Like, yes, they are plans, they're blueprints that I give to creative people. It's so fun. There's days where I'm very grateful for it, and there's days where I'm like, this is so freaking hard. Like, what am I even doing? Am I even good at this? But then vlogging has like given me this way to see the world, and see the world not only in this little pocket of my 5 to 9, but throughout my daily life, and using insights and the things that I learned about you guys to get me educated and give me more wisdom. And I'm so thankful, because you guys have truly rejuvenated me since I started doing this thing. My first video, actually vlogging with this camera, walking in my neighborhood for 19 minutes. The quality on the video was probably terrible. It is, when you look back, it's nothing like now, and I'm still learning settings, playing around with things, but it's like night and day, man, night and day of who I was, this like just kind of scared, like hungry person, right? Like hungry to just have a change and be doing things to now where I feel confident in sitting here and just talking to the camera, and I don't know what the next word is going to be, but I'm doing it, right? And I've seen such a change in this community. Those are the good things. Amongst the problems we have of wanting to be perfectionists, and when I say vloggers have a problem, remember, I'm talking about myself here, and hopefully just by saying vloggers, it's giving you guys a chance to like connect to that, because you might have little things about it where there's days where you're just afraid to pick up the camera because you got nothing to say, and you go back to that place of I'm just gonna look stupid. But guys, the comfort that I have to remind myself is that no matter what I put out, as long as it's like positive and loving and truly like trying to push myself creatively, like I'm like on the verge of kind of like these tears, because it's not about me. It's not about me anymore. And that's another problem like that vloggers have, right? Is like we have a tendency of thinking it's about us. Can you see my eyes are getting kind of glossy? We tend to think it's about us. So problem number one is we can act like children. And that's kind of like this dual problem. Problem number two is we think it's about us all the time. And it's really not. It's really not. Like, yes, it's about us creating and showing up every day and finding ways to like soothe ourselves enough to like pick up the camera, press record. But then we think it's about us when we turn on the camera. And when I'm reminded that it's not about me, I can as like I said, as long as it's positive, encouraging, which is how I want to show up, as long as it's real, as long as it's human, as long as it's something that is challenging to me, creative, or just something that I'm getting off my heart and my chest, like I know you guys are supporting me and I'm supporting you, and I love it. I love it because that takes away the fear of pressing play. That takes away the fear of like, should I upload this? Shouldn't I? Is this even something I want to put out there? Guys, it's not that hard, right? When we really think about it, it's not that hard. We have a community here. We have a community here. And you know what? If our videos reach somewhere else on YouTube and somebody says something, like, we got your back. Like, people, I know Chris has a bigger crowd than most of us, right? People say stuff to him all the time, and I'm always messaging him on Instagram, like, bro, I got you. I'm gonna send like the most like positive like comment on there, and then just show him the extra love that somebody might have lacked when they commented on his video. And everybody has their opinion, right? And it's like, we should respect people's opinions, but like sometimes people just like say stupid things, and it's just like, no, like, we're not gonna fight that. The way we fight that is by showing more love, right? And I'm saying this now as a reminder, like, I need to continue to always show more love, and that's something I want to do. I want to bring people joy. I wake up in the morning, especially today, and I've been feeling like down like a little bit, and I'm just like, Lord, what do I do? Like what? How do I first like get in better relationship with you? You know, Carl, Travel Wrecked, like, had such a beautiful video for his birthday, man, and it's just like, he was so honest about his relationship and his faith with Jesus, and just the life he wants to live and what he's grateful for. And no matter what you believe, no matter what background you come from, like, I think there's something so beautiful about just getting on here and just sharing. It doesn't always have to be like, here's what I did today and here's the cool thing. It doesn't always have to be stuff like that. Like, I always am like, okay, how do I mow the lawn and fly a drone and put on this whole production sometimes, and it gets crazy. And sometimes I think the most beautiful stories are the ones where we can just like sit and share and like really talk. And you know who was so good about that? And still is when he comes back, is Luis. Luis was so good about that and sharing. And as a community and as a brotherhood and sisterhood and everything we got going on here, like, can we do more of that, guys? Can we please share more? Can we do that more? And I think it'll make these 30-day challenges that a lot of you are doing, if you're already doing this, beautiful. I'm catching up and watching you when I can, and I see like just you guys keeping this thing going. Please keep showing up, even when some of us don't. And please, like, can we do this more? Can we sit down and share our hearts, share the problems that we have? And I think that's a third problem, is like, maybe we don't share enough, and share to your comfort level, right? I'm not saying get on here and share all your dirty laundry that shouldn't leave your home or your relationship or your marriage or your job, right? Some things need to be left between the lines in that way. But I know for me, like, the best vlogs in my mind that I've put out are the ones where I just literally am like sitting here talking to you guys and just sharing how I'm feeling, the pain that I feel, the hurt that I feel, the joy that I experience, the encouragement that I've gotten and want to give. So there's 3 problems, right, that I'm just gonna summarize this at, because we're hitting almost 20 minutes. The first problem is we can act like children, but I think we can still be playful, but let's not be childish, right? Let's be playful and not childish. And the second problem is that sometimes we make it more about ourselves than it should be, when it's about just showing up and doing this for the community, and doing this, yes, to express ourselves, but to encourage other people and show up for other people, and teach and educate and make people laugh and make people think. And the third problem is maybe we don't share enough, right? Like I just said, like, let's share a little bit more. Let's sit down and have a conversation. Let's not be afraid that our vlog is a 10-minute vlog of us talking about something. Sometimes we can walk around and we can try to be figuring out like what we want to say and kind of all the things that have happened to us. But let's sit down with intention. Let's go bare bones. Let's share. Let's encourage and be honest. And let's stay human. So I love you guys, and I just hope that you hear something from what I said today. That's all I could want. And I just felt that on my heart. And maybe I will come with a little bit more intention and like a structure of what I want to talk about. But I missed my train. I have my camera with me. And I'm like, it's time to just whip it out and vlog. So that's it. Let's stay human. Let's stay human. Let's do this. Let's keep this thing going. Let's keep growing it, man. It wasn't too long. It was only like 3-4 months ago that we were just popping off. Let's keep popping off. All right? Love you guys. Stay human.